She-Hulk, episode 7, The Retreat. That sounds like a really like epic movie until you realize like, no, it's literally just a retreat.
Yeah,
like that's
it's group
therapy. Not like we're retreating. No, they're going to a retreat.
Yeah, like a compound, in fact.
Oh, so they're going to Ezra Miller's compound.
Oh wait, sorry, this is a Marvel property.
Right. Yeah. All right. So what
we Jared Leto's compound? No, still Marvel.
Still, yeah. So what we're doing is we are. They talk about the Abomination, starting a meditation compound, and it shows like this like wrap up they did. Like she met this nice young man who was really into Jen and not She-Hulk,
right?
And she's gonna go on a date with him. She's getting ready for a date, and blah blah blah. And it goes to this whole thing. I'm just gonna run through it. They don't have sex, and then the second date and the third date, because Jen's a classy lady. But on the third date, boom. On the third date, they get to do the vertical mamba, and Jen, not She-Hulk, Jen gets some, right?
Fair enough, yes.
But then when she wakes up in the morning, her boy toy is no longer there. He has prematurely exited the room. He's gone. He left the apartment, but she doesn't care because she's a progressive woman. And she goes, I'm going to text him. And she texts him, that was fun. I can't stop smiling. What is his response? What is Josh's response, Shane?
Nothing.
Nada.
He doesn't respond.
Ghosted. Right?
Yes.
Massive ghost. Total ghost. She's freaking out because that's what chicks do. They're like, oh no.
My immediate thought here.
Oh no. Yeah.
My immediate thought here was either he's part of the bad guys or the bad guys took him. Because that's the only two options that it can really be. Because they're not going to let this character go through that. Like, that is not the message they want to send to their female viewers.
Right. Well, how about this? I was pretty much on the same page because after she doesn't get her text and she goes to the office, her assistant is immediately like, oh, are you going down that rabbit hole on the intelligentsia site? Like,
right. Yes.
Guys, I know you're being clever, but like, this is obvious. It's it's obvious right there. It was already a little obvious. You just confirmed it by literally having the next speaking sequence be one of the main characters talking about that website.
Right.
And no offense to anyone, but like, I feel like I'm reading one of those like 30-page junior mystery novels that you got at like the book fair when you were in 6th grade.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Okay. It wasn't called. It was like
it was called the Babysitters Club.
Yeah, or like the budget, like the Wish version of Nancy Drew.
Right.
Yeah. So she's still stressing out. Josh isn't calling her back. And by the way, as an intelligent woman, you would assume, like, she's immediately assuming that he was just trying to smash and grab. Know what I mean? Not that there's something wrong. But he was just trying to smash and go.
Well, that's what she's afraid of right now. Yes.
Right. So this would be my thought process. Oh, I had a wonderful 4 dates with this, or 3 or whatever dates with this person. And we just got very intimate. We had all these intimate moments. And now this person's not picking up the phone. Something might be wrong.
Well, her experience has been pretty bad. Okay. So you can see how her character might be like, she might believe this is too good to be true.
But she's the Hulk. Oh, she's one of the Hulks.
But she's also very insecure as Jen. So I don't know. I kind of believe this whole thing. Especially love the part where Miss Piggy, she watches Miss Piggy like get mad and break out. And I'm like, that's a really great, like how she's feeling. That was actually really well done.
Right.
That showing us what she's going through.
Yeah. So you're right. So the detective calls her while she's over here lamenting about Josh. And he says, listen, I gotta go talk to the Abomination because his inkling is no longer working. And I'm worried that he might have like hulked out, But instead of having a squad of uniforms go with me, I would rather take you because A, you're his lawyer and you're the Hulk.
Yeah. And the uniform people aren't available. So.
Right. Makes a lot of sense, actually, because his lawyer should be there present when he's being talked to by police anyways.
Likely so, yes.
Right. So they go to the compound, and immediately she hulks out because he's worried that he might be abomination out or whatever.
Right.
And no. See, he just got too close to the fence and the electricity shocked it or whatever, and they're going to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's the end of that story, right? Until she goes out to her car, and there's this guy who looks like a cross between a bull and a person going to town with what appears to be a matador. Or what that guy?
Yes.
Ole, right? Right.
Yes.
What a weird thing to walk into. Imagine walking into that.
His name is literally like Man Bull.
Man Bull. Yeah, I actually like this scene a lot. When she finally calms him down, he goes, "Oh, hey, how you doing? My name's Man Bull. It's a whole thing. Secret government facility and a lab test, and here we are." You're like, okay.
Yeah, this was not too bad. The good comic relief.
Right. And the person that he was fighting with is not a matador. He's actually the swashbuckler.
Right. But he looks like a matador.
He's supposed to be a pirate, but he just looks like a matador. Right.
Right.
Apparently he has really cool like bioelectricity powers, which we see for like a microsecond. And they're there because they're learning how to control their anger the same way. So the Abomination is not a bad guy. He legitimately is running a compound, a wellness center for like these sort of like supervillains that can't control their anger, which is sort of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, future cult leader.
Future cult leader, right? So eventually he will be the bad guy, and he's not actually helping them; he's recruiting them.
Yes, I like that.
Is that the theory?
It has to be, because we're not going to let Abomination actually be good, right?
I mean, I don't think in there. I think in the comics he was always a bad guy.
Yeah.
But I did like the backstory of him being a regular soldier. Like in his mind, he wasn't the bad guy. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was good.
So this is weird. So she goes in there and she finds out one of the henchmen. Right, one of the henchmen is this is obviously foreshadowing.
Yeah,
is one of the guys who attacked her and who had tried to get the vial of blood. Now this was what's crazy to me. So she is clearly suspicious of this man, but as they talk, he is the one who convinces her to go back to Gen form. And she's like, you know what? You're right. I need to love me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? This guy tried to hurt you and stab you. Remember?
Yes.
Anyways, so they have this whole group meeting, and the group it was a lot of funny stuff.
It was some funny entertainment. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It's bad writing because I think that the foreshadowing is obvious, but there was some funny stuff. Oh, the guy the vampire guy that's who infatuated with blood is hilarious. He kept saying, "We can drain his blood." Like, we get it, bro. We get it. So they basically get Jen. They tell her that she's her problems with Josh or because she's insecure and she doesn't need Josh to love herself. And I'm having refresh. And she eventually agrees. She goes back to Gen form. She goes into the yurt. She gets some steam. She feels really good. She bonds with these super bad guys, one of which are trying to kill her like a week ago. And she learns something.
Great.
And that's about it, except for the final scene where Josh is texting someone that he was able to pull it off or whatever. So he is a bad guy.
Of course. And we kind of knew that right away. So. Because why would anybody want to be with Jen?
Yeah, because Jen sucks. She-Hulk is way cooler than Jen. They act like Jen is like this ugly person, and it's so weird. Like she's clearly not ugly. It's so weird.
It's weird.
So, this episode had some funny moments, 100%, but it's really losing the like. If you're trying to tell like a story, like it's like the show is constantly lost in the details. It's like the main story is really this like the C story, and all the B and C stuff is like amped up. It's sort of the definition of a chick flick.
Oh, did I say that anywhere? Did I say this was made for ladies.
Clearly.
Yes, I did. And people got mad.
Was it
and they
made
tried to
for
boot me
incels?
off of- It's funny. I went into Facebook, to a Facebook group for Marvel, and I said, hey, does anybody else think that this show is made for the ladies? And if you are a guy, like, are you still enjoying it? And they literally blocked me and said, you're mean and don't ever come here again. And I went, I just asked if it was like, if you enjoy it still.
Yeah. I gotta say,
it was for the ladies, and that got me like banned.
I gotta say, there is a lot of very weak boys out there that think that any criticism at all of anything that's female centric or female led, they look at you as like the sexist, overly masculine, incel Chad kind of person. And here's the deal. First off, if you are so worried about the protection of female centric projects, and there's a lot of them, you are actually the one being the sexist. You are assuming that they cannot handle criticism. You're assuming they can't stand up for themselves and answer people that are saying, "Hey, why did you choose this path or this storyline?" You are the one being like those people. The hyper white knight stands are being the sexist ones. We are not being sexist when we are criticizing them on equal playing ground and saying, "Hey guys, what's the purpose of this? That was funny. That character's pretty good, but why this character? Why are you foreshadowing like in this very obvious way? Or do you want it to be obvious?" These are real criticisms, and it's okay to be criticized. And you know what? If they have a purpose, maybe they can answer that. But defending, you're acting like you're defending the defenseless, which is in definition sexist.
Yes, and I agree. And I didn't even, it's funny as I didn't even criticize it. I just said, this show is made for the ladies. And that was apparently enough to create that situation.
Yeah.
All I said was, it is made for the ladies, obviously.
So. All right, well, that's it. Hit the comment section. And on the way to the comment section, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so you can always know when the next video is going to drop. And we have consistently reviewed She-Hulk every single week, and we will finish out the season. We promise you that.